The hospital corridor was cold. March 1976, Los Angeles. The psychiatric clinic's fluorescent lights flickered. David Bowie was walking, but nobody recognized him. No wig, no makeup, no costume. Just an ordinary man in ordinary clothes. But Bowie wasn't ordinary. And the man he was looking for right now was definitely not ordinary. He found the door. Room 237. No sound came from inside. The nurse had warned him. He doesn't want visitors, won't talk to anyone. Bowie didn't care. He opened the door, and he saw. Inside on the hospital bed, thin enough to count his bones, dirty hair falling over his face, sat a man. Iggy Pop. The world's most dangerous, most savage rock star. Now he looked like a broken bird. Iggy didn't even lift his head. "I don't care who you are," he said quietly. "Leave." Bowie closed the door, but he didn't leave. He sat down in the chair next to the bed. For a long time, he said nothing. Just watched. Finally, he spoke. "If you die here, who will remember you?" The collapse. Let's rewind. Summer 1975. Los Angeles, sunshine, glory, cocaine, madness. Iggy Pop had ended the Stooges. Career was over, money was gone. But worst of all, Iggy himself was finished. Every night a different party, every morning a different drug. His body couldn't take it anymore. His mind was fragmenting. When he looked in the mirror, he didn't recognize himself. "Who am I?" he'd ask in the shower, in the kitchen, in bed. "What am I?" No answer came. Because Iggy Pop was gone. Only Jim Osterberg remained. Scared, lost, dying Jim Osterberg. One day in February 1976, Iggy checked himself into a hospital, psychiatric clinic. "I'm insane," he told the doctors. "Help me or I'll die." The doctors were surprised. Rock stars didn't do things like this. Usually others brought them by force, but Iggy came on his own. He asked for it himself. "You'll stay here," they said. "Treatment will take a long time." Iggy agreed. There was no other choice anyway. The first week, nobody was told. The manager didn't know. The record company didn't know. The press didn't know. The second week, the news spread. Iggy Pop in mental hospital. The music world showed no mercy. "He finally cracked," they said. "He was always acting crazy anyway. Now he's actually crazy." Career considered over. No comeback. He was just another washed-up rock star now. But 3,000 miles away in England, a man read the news and made a decision. The rescue. David Bowie's 1976 wasn't easy either. He'd created the thin white Duke persona, but this character was consuming him. He lived in Los Angeles, but hated that city. He was using cocaine, too much, only drinking milk and peppers, losing weight, paranoia increasing. He saw himself in Iggy, same path, same ending. When he heard Iggy had gone to the hospital, he understood something. "I'm heading down that road too, but maybe we can save each other." He told no one, not even his assistant. Just got on a plane and flew to Los Angeles. Now he was here, in room 237, across from Iggy. "If you die here, who will remember you?" he repeated. Iggy finally lifted his head. His eyes were empty, but he saw something in Bowie, something familiar. Pain, fear, desperation. "You're on the same path as me," Iggy said. "I can see it in your eyes." Bowie smiled, for the first time, a real smile. "Yes," he said. "That's why I'm here. We're going to escape together." "Where to?" Iggy asked. Bowie's answer was surprising. "Berlin." The escape plan. But why Berlin? Everyone asked this. Berlin was cold, dark, divided. There was the wall, there were communists. Why would a rock star go to Berlin? Bowie's answer was simple. Because nobody will know us there. Los Angeles was the city of fame. New York was the city of music. London was home. Everywhere, Bowie and Iggy would be recognized, followed, photographed. But Berlin? In Berlin, people had other concerns. Surviving. living in the shadow of the wall. Nobody paid attention to rock stars. "There we'll be nameless," Bowie said. "We'll leave our identities behind, leave our egos behind. We'll just be two men, two survivors." Iggy hesitated. "What will my record company say?" "Who cares?" Bowie said. "They already think you're finished. Prove them wrong." "I don't have money," Iggy said. "I do," Bowie said. "Enough for both of us." "Why are you doing this?" Iggy asked. His voice was trembling. "Why are you helping me?" Bowie looked at him for a long time. Then he said, "Because you saved me once. When I first heard the Stooges, I understood what music could be. Wild, honest, free. Now it's my turn." And in that moment, in that cold hospital room, two broken men embraced. Berlin. Nameless Lives, April 1976. They arrived in Berlin. The apartment was small, in the Schöneberg district. 2 rooms, old furniture, thick curtains. The neighbors didn't even care. In Berlin, everyone had secrets anyway. The first days were quiet. Bowie and Iggy didn't talk much. They just walked. Streets, parks, the wall, the Berlin Wall, that concrete monster, dividing the city in two, separating families, killing freedom. "What's it like to live here?" Iggy asked one day. "I don't know," Bowie said, "but we'll learn." They established routines, waking up early every morning, having breakfast together, bread, cheese, tea, no fancy meals, no expensive champagne, just simple things. Then they'd go to the studio. Hansa Studios, right next to the wall. And from the window you could see the guard towers. There they made music. But different music. Not the bright fake music of Los Angeles. The dark, honest music of Berlin. Iggy started writing. The first song was "The Idiot." Then "Lust for Life." Then "Night Clubbing." Bowie stayed in the background, played keyboards, arranged, gave ideas, but didn't put his name forward. "This is your album," he told Iggy. "You're the star." This was hard for Bowie, because he was used to ego, fame, attention. But in Berlin, Bowie learned something. Sometimes the most powerful thing is to stay in the background. Nights and the shadow of the wall. Nights were hard. Iggy still had nightmares, saw drug hallucinations, would wake up drenched in sweat, screaming. Bowie would run to him. "I'm here," he'd say. "You're not alone." One night, Iggy couldn't take it. "I want a hit," he said. "Just one. Please." Bowie held his hands. "No," he said. "You're strong. I know because I know that same road. Say no today, just today. Tomorrow you can decide again." And Iggy, tears streaming down his face, agreed. "Okay, just today." Every day the same struggle, but every day Iggy won. Bowie was struggling too, with his own demons. Finding cocaine in Berlin was hard, but if he wanted to find it, he could. But he didn't, because he had to be strong for Iggy and for himself. They kept each other alive. The album. The Idiot. Early 1977, The Idiot was completed. The record company was skeptical. "What is this?" they said. "This won't sell. It's too dark." But Bowie insisted. "Release it. People don't have to like it. What matters is that it's honest." March 1977, the album came out. Critics were surprised. This isn't Iggy Pop. This is something else. Mature. Deep. The album wasn't a hit, but it became a classic. Over time, those dark, cold sounds became legendary. And Iggy? Iggy was alive, drug-free, clear-minded, strong. But Bowie's work wasn't finished. "One more," he said. "Lust for Life." Lust for Life. Return to Light. September 1977. Hansa Studios again. This time the music was different, brighter, more energetic. Because Iggy was different, he wasn't just surviving anymore. He was living. When they wrote Lust for Life, Bowie played the drums. Simple, repetitive rhythm, but powerful, full of life. Iggy wrote the lyrics. "Here comes Johnny Yen again, with the liquor and drugs. but I got a lust for life. This was a victory song. Victory over darkness. Victory over death. The album came out in September. This time the response was better. Iggy Pop is back, the press said. But the truth was, Iggy Pop never left. He just learned how to survive. The separation. Early 1978, Bowie made a decision. "It's time to leave Berlin," he said. Iggy was surprised. "Why? We're good here." "Yes," Bowie said, "but Berlin was a refuge. Now you're ready for battle. Time to return to the world." They both knew the truth. They couldn't stay together forever. Each had their own path. But the goodbye was hard. The last night, they sat by the wall. Cold April wind was blowing. "Thank you," Iggy said. "You kept me alive." Bowie smiled. "No, you kept yourself alive. I just was there beside you." Iggy cried. "How do I repay this debt?" Bowie answered, "Live, make music, and one day when someone else is desperate, you be there too. That's how you repay it." The end. Iggy Pop survived until 2024, until age 77, over 50 years of career. When Bowie died in 2016, Iggy made a statement. "David wasn't just my friend, he was my angel. In 1976, he kept me alive. When I was weak, he gave me strength. I owe him everything." In Berlin, in front of Hansa Studios, there's a plaque. It reads, "Here, 1976 to 1978, David Bowie and Iggy Pop made history, not alone, together." And you? Maybe you're not famous. Maybe you're not David Bowie. But tomorrow, someone will need your help, in the darkness, desperate, alone. Then remember, true friendship is sometimes not about putting someone on stage, but keeping them alive. Bowie did it. You can too.